Welcome, friends and supporters of Layered Reality Productions. My name is Tom de Wit, and I would like to welcome you to a new program called Layers. In this new show here on the YouTube channel of Layered Reality Productions, I will be doing interviews with musicians talking about the records that they have released, and I'll be doing track-by-track reviews of what is happening, why it's happening, and what the thought process behind it was. I'm doing this because I love albums, and I feel that even in this day and age in which people are bitching and whining about albums not being a thing anymore, I'm like, that. Albums are a thing, and that's what this show is all about. And in the first batch of episodes that we will be releasing, I'll be talking to Mr. Bryan Ramage, and we're going to be talking about the new album by Ramage Inc. called Humanity Has Failed. Let's go! Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, episode 1 of Layers, and I got Mr. Bryan Ramage all the way from Scotland. Bryan, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. A bit tired, but good.
Tired because it's been a crazy week, or this whole weekend has been crazy, or what's been happening?
Crazy couple of weeks, just with the album and band stuff, work, family, things going on, and yeah,
just everything happening at the same time as always, right?
Yeah, production work as well. So
we are going to be talking about Humanity Has Failed, which has already been out for a while now, and I think before we dive into the songs, because I want to talk about every song on the record and get a bit of an idea of what is being said, I figured we first should dive into the main concept a little bit. Because the title is, of course, incredibly cheerful and so happy. And can you tell us a bit about what sparked that main concept for you?
I don't think it was ever intentionally meant to be some concept album. You know, most albums that I've done thus far are like a snapshot in time of where my mindset is. It just so happened that my mindset on the writing of the lyrics of this one was quite dark. Things that I was subjecting myself to at the time of writing the lyrics. I was watching an awful lot of documentaries. It was during COVID time. I was working night shift, and you know, it's
a very fine cocktail to become somewhat cynical. Let's put it as it is, right? In that regard, yeah. So
I was in a negative headspace and very pessimistic and misanthropic, which inevitably led to the creation of this album lyrically. Because thematically, I mean, the overall arc is, fear for the future, current state of what we're doing to our home. My daughter during COVID time as well, you know, with our world leaders, you know, having, you know, one IQ between them at the time. It's just, you know, it was quite a bleak time on many levels.
You did not set out to write a concept record, but it kind of just happened because this was on your mind, and this is like, it was a natural evolution in that regard.
Each song has its own premise.
Okay, right.
And viewpoint, which differentiates it from the rest.
Maybe it's not even a concept, because a concept record tends to most of the time be like story with person going through things, but in this case it's more like the theme. There's a clear theme to everything that connects all the songs together.
I guess that's a much better, more apt way of describing it, because a concept album is a story,
right?
And it certainly isn't a coherent story. It's just like various different viewpoints from looking at the same thing.
I figured we might as well, like, now that we're a bit primed to know what we're getting ourselves into, let's go into the first song. So the first song is called Fallen. What is that about?
I had this image burned in my head from one of the documentaries that I watched, where they were taking away a lot of the natural habitat from orangutans and there was this solitary orangutan on a tree, where all the other trees had been destroyed. They're just not there anymore, and nowhere to jump to, nowhere to go. It was just it just kind of, I don't know, that was in my mind when I was writing the lyrics to this one.
This makes sense. I mean, I read the lyrics. I wasn't sure what it was referencing, but now that you're saying this, I'm like, oh fuck. You know, like that is incredibly depressing. I mean, it's good that you did this. Don't get me wrong. I can only applaud it, but oof. Yeah.
Sometimes I write lyrics like the previous album. That was all off the cuff. Like, I didn't write it. I just went to the studio and sang stuff until I had an album. Yeah, but the chorus for this one, lyrically, I really liked when I done the demo. I do sort of like rough lyrics, you know, to put a vocal down, and I came out with the line, when the sound wakens the serpent and as it crawls to you.
Yeah.
It was just like throwaway lyrics at the time, and I was like, man, that's really cool.
Those are good.
You know, just lyrics. Just I wasn't thinking of anything. It just comes out. You know, just spitballing lyrics to get a part down, so I can let the rest of the band hear. And when I was going through it, and I was going to re-record everything with lyrics, and I was like, man, it's so good, and I need to work it in somehow.
It worked. As far as I'm concerned, it's funny that you mentioned this, because that's like the line that sticks in my head the most regarding that song. It's like, yeah, that's your hook, you know. For
me, I just put it just so it works in my mindset. I made it in my head as the Ouroboros, the world serpent.
Yeah, I can see that.
When destroyed, the world falls down.
There you go. The title track of the record, Humanity Has Failed. Well, there's many things that I could interpret what it's about, but you probably had a clear idea of what you wanted to go for, so how did that come about?
Music comes first for me, and the main riff for this one, the ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Man, I'd done that like well over like 15, almost 17 years ago, I think.
No shit, really?
It was a riff. I've got a video of me, because when I write riffs and stuff, that I want to remember that I'm not an environment for putting down like on like a DAW. I just use a video to record myself.
I do that all the time. I have so many videos like that as well. Yeah, absolutely.
And man, like, I was playing a 6-string guitar in my old flat, like in Edinburgh. I was skinny. I had hair. That's how long ago this riff was. It's like when I have ideas that maybe aren't in line with what I'm trying to say or do, or the type of music that I'm trying to write at the time. Mm-hmm. But it's like a musical process where you just need to get that out and put it in.
Put it on a hard drive, pick it up when it's the right time. It makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
And this was one of those times, you know, like, say a little prayer now, say a little prayer for me. And I thought, man, that's it's very fitting for the what my mindset was for at the time for writing the lyrics for this album. And I was like, man, I'm going to bring that riff back out and create something round about it. And I wanted to create something a bit bleak, as well as having that happy-ish kind of melody, you know, for the hook, you know, a bit of contrast. But the verses are pretty dark, and kind of based around, like, you know, saviors, and you know, wishing that, you know, some myths and legends were real gods or lords, you know, could actually come out and then save us, and
it would be nice sometimes
and improve our situation. You know?
So Dune Future is the next one on the playlist. What can you tell us about that one?
Musically, I'm probably going to shoot myself for saying this, but because you can make the comparison quite quite clearly. I was listening to Macedon quite a lot.
Gee, you don't say.
Yeah, and there's a particular track that had this kind of feel, and I was like, oh, wow, man, that's really cool. And I went home and I was like, I want to create something with that kind of energy, and that's where that first riff comes about. You know, the
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The weird sort of time signature. Well, I think it's weird because I'm not really a muso, but it's probably really simple to all you proggers. But,
don't say that. I'm immediately going to shoot that down. You are way better than you give yourself credit for. So take it. Take the damn compliment. Do it.
So yeah, I mean, music stems from riffs and but you're trying to create an emotional vibe. Listening to an awful lot of Hans Zimmer as well, and I wanted to create this kind of big soundscape with the big epic sort of like choral / guitar solo thing in the middle.
Yeah.
And lyrically, all based on like an apocalyptic possible future, you know, of dune landscapes and nothing, like just barren. Pretty much our album cover. Also watched Mad Max, the new one as well. So
that might have been a tiny influence, maybe.
Yeah.
No, fair.
Maybe.
Okay, so then we go to the next song, which I actually love the title of, Live Each Day. And I was kind of surprised considering how the album kicks off with the first 4 songs, like really dark and heavy. And then that was the title. I was like, that is a pretty uplifting title for something that probably is not going to be that uplifting. But please, tell me about it.
Well, this one's kind of like the odd one out. This one was the hardest song for me to get a title for. It was untitled. It was for right up until the very end of when the album was almost...
Right.
Because it's a song that's about my feelings for the future concerning my daughter.
Yeah, okay.
The song's about my daughter. And her being exposed to the world that we live in, and my fear for just the harshness of the world and how confusing and scary the world is. And I just needed a little outlet for how I was feeling about certain things, and that's where the lyrics come from. That's kind of like the seed for this song. I initially intended for this song to be a bit more grandiose. As you notice if you listen to the song and you listen to the rest of the album, this one is very bare bones. It's very stripped back. It's guitars, bass, drums, and vocal. Yeah,
it is. Yeah. I know. I didn't mind though, but it was like it did stand out a little bit considering the rest of the track list. Absolutely. Yeah.
I just thought. I mean, for me, this is my favorite vocal performance that I've ever done. This song.
So everyone should check this out after they watch this first episode. They should check that song out in particular. Well, they should check out everything, but they should check that one out in particular for that reason then.
It was the hardest song I've ever had to sing.
Okay.
It flicks between various styles of singing within the same lines in the chorus. So it was very difficult. I managed it, and there's some really high, intense stuff towards the end of the song.
I'm not gonna lie, as a fellow singer, I heard that and I was like, fuck you. Yeah, okay, you can do this. Okay, look at him singing all those notes. You know, it was like, it was good though. It was incredible, but oof, I can imagine.
If I'll ever do it live though, man. My guitarist Hef refers to it as the Deftonesy one.
The Deftonesy one, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Because it's got a different kind of vibe about it, but then again, the content is like the lyrical content is quite different from the rest in terms of its point of view from where it's written.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you, Bryan, for the first analysis of the first couple of songs. We'll see all of you watching at home or listening at home. We'll see you on the next episode, and we're going to be looking at more tracks from Humanity Has Failed. So see you guys on the next one. Later.